go.
This is take two. It's going to go fast.
We did a series Bible. It's over 500 words, and it's a website that it's really cool. You should check it out. It's unmappable.weebly.com. It involves psychological torment. The rebels inflict on the reality committee. There's posterized. We made a poster for it. It's in full color. The reality committee is the evil governing committee. It's like the homeowners association from hell, and they're trying to impose structure on this unmappable city. The media is self-aware for two reasons. One is the website. There are all these self-aware paths. Can you explain that?
Yeah, they're like Easter eggs. They sort of mirror the confusing nature of the city. You can check them out, try to explore, find hidden content.
The other self-aware thing is that the joke only makes sense with the reality committee being super oppressive if you understand that we're making this for the reality committee and calling them oppressive in the process, but like obviously we don't really think that they're oppressive, it's just that this alternate version is. Involves the daily grind because the members of the reality committee complain about the daily grind. The SCA stands for the State and City Association. That's where the reality committee members live. And they have a nice view of the courtyard. It's the only organized part of the city. Goth girl, her name
Wearing
is
cat ears?
She wears cat ears. There's wildlife. We talk about wild dogs roaming the city. Bait and switch. There's a character named Garth who uses online dating sites to catfish people. There's Enigma. Jay Maynard's medical issues are ununderstandable to her. More than one historical period. We talk about how there are old chapels right next to modern skyscrapers as part of how the city is disorganized. There's someone named Jay Maynard, already mentioned her. She's female this time. There's nostalgia. The reality committee has sold themselves on this alternate history that's not really true about the city, and they're very nostalgic about it. There's diabolical contraption, which is the AI dating intelligence that Garth uses to catfish people. There are Force ebooks, which is the name of that AI intelligence. It started as a Twitter account, eventually became a conversation generator in AI technology. Racing. I talk about how we talk about how people absurdly race throughout the city, in sort of an embrace of the absurdity of the city, but super dangerous because there's certain freeways that go into towns that have already caved in. There's some that just end because the city is super disorganized. Witchcraft. The rebels have sort of embraced this mythology about them that they're like witches, and so they participate in rituals and different things like that that sort of invoke this mythical protection, even though they don't really believe it. They use this to sort of help build the persona and the fear. An unwanted visitor. Kate gets caught spying on the rebels. She's an unwanted visitor to them. Medical issues. Jay Maynard is dealing with medical issues. She has some x-rays, but they're inconclusive. The beach, when we're talking about the geography of the town and giving examples of how it doesn't make sense, we talk about how there are college dorms on the beach. Magical protection, again, with the rebels participating in their rituals. Greed, we talk about how there's members of the reality committee that are in it for the money. There's rise and fall because we talk about the rise and fall of these individual characters, particularly Kite, as she has this good time, spying on the rebels, but then gets caught. And that's curiosity killed the cat, both because it's like the figurative curiosity killed the cat, but also she wears cat ears, so it makes extra sense. Underground,
literal tunnels.
Yeah, they're literal tunnels. The rebels move through them. The diabolical contraption, again, is the AI intelligence Force ebooks. Stream of consciousness is how you program it. You give a stream of consciousness rant about your love life, and they use that information to be able to flirt for you in a dorm. Again, the dorms are on the beach, and we give that as an example of the disorganization of the city. The artificial intelligence is Force ebooks. Again, there's more than one historical period. There's old chapels next to modern skyscrapers. Little Tokyo is surrounding a college campus is another example of the disorganization of the city. A historic event, we talk about the Great Restructuring when we talk about the history of the city. Whether or not it's real, that's unclear. Lowbrow, one of the characters, Cave, is sort of an enigma to the whole group, but he is famous for his lowbrow humor. Repetition to reveal truth. The committee, we talk about how they repeat this history to themselves in the hopes to make it true. Unrequited love with Garth catfishing people on dating websites. Ritual, again, the rebels are participating in these rituals to build their mythology. A hunter, that's Cave. He roams throughout the city. He hunts down individual people who are lost in a strange land, then takes advantage of them because they're in a part of the city that they're not familiar with. Involves spying. Kite likes spying on people. Again, curiosity killed the cat is when she gets caught, and voyeurism is part of her, what she enjoys doing. She's watching the rebels without them knowing. Anthropomorphism is, again, her wearing the cat ears. Unrequited love is, again, Force ebooks in the way that Garth takes advantage of people online dating who like him, but he doesn't really like. He's just catfishing them. Inflated object is the sex doll because when he has such a shitty dating life, he turns to sex dolls. Paranoia, the Jay Maynard is super paranoid about her medical issues, and we discussed that. Garth is a divorcee, and not to mention the freeways are discussed and how they twist and turn through the city, and there's the knowledge that the Force ebook teaches about you in order to flirt for you.
Woo!